Yeah, this is the famous Frailer's guitar and banjo shop in Runcorn. I'm gonna go in now and meet Frank and have a little wander around. A little wander around first. Around now. Would you like to introduce yourself for the camera?
Frank Murphy. I've been here for my 55th year in the business in the area. And 42 years in this location. Native of Kirkdale, Linspeak.
Sorry.
Born in Kirkdale and lived in Speak for years.
How long did you speak for?
I was in Speak from 5 years old to 19 and 4 months. Went to live in London, met the missus. The following day I got there and lived in London 8 years and moved up near home. My parents still lived in Speak and in 1970. And then opened a tiny shop selling...
Here or in Speak?
No, in Runcorn, across the road. Across the road. When there's shops here, and there's a very busy market time. And then you sell pop and group posters, personalities, film stars.
Sal Branson started, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's all pure music. All the bands, you know, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Jimi Hendrix, arty posters.
Oh, Frank.
I got it. Arty posters and then some pop t-shirts with groups on and bit by bit and a little tiny shop. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And we moved up the road, 50 yards, 75 yards up the road, and got more hippie stuff in. Started doing some little bits on the banjo at pubs with some mates. So doing hillbilly stuff, Appalachian folk music, and banjo. I did have a guitar, but the main thing was the banjo. And then I say the shop we started introducing sort of hippie clothes, sort of popular at the time. Loon pants.
So just selling what was relevant at the time and
and loon pants, which are big flares and all the stuff and stuff like that. And bit by bit we started selling normal fashion clothes, as in normal shirts and normal pants and jeans and all that, you know, stuff like that. And in we eventually had 3 shops, right? One in Widnes, one in Real Town here, and then one in the shopping city.
Runcorn shopping city.
Yeah, which was a mistake, as it turned out. It ended up being too expensive. We were doing okay for a while, but it ended up being a mistake. But that's an honest mistake. It's a good idea.
You live in Lane, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. We changed we moved the clothing shop. We moved down the road to a better position and changed it to a music shop in '79. Right.
Right. What was the reason for the change from clothes to music shop?
Well, mainly because we had the clothing shop in the shopping city.
Yeah.
Which is 2 miles away. We were in business. He changed because the clothing shop here wasn't doing so well. to go in the shopping city because the shop was nicer, you know.
Yeah.
And we
And plus everything was,
that's it. Yes.
everyone go and get all the shopping in the same.
So we decided to change it to a music shop. So I had a manager in there. I didn't run it. I had a manager in there, and then in the meantime, I was running folk music events.
That's your background, folk music kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's it. We had lots of famous people on from around the country. Never forgot the locals either.
Mm-hmm.
So the good Liverpool locals, Lancashire locals, North Wales, Cheshire locals, you know, good acts.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some people with famous pedigrees. We had Peggy Seeger from we had Peggy Seeger, Pete Seeger's sister,
Mm-hmm.
and Ewan McCall, the husband, famous. We had someone named Tom Paley, who used to play in a duo with Woody Guthrie, right? He's an American. Top master.
Bob Dylan, wasn't it?
Well, no, there's more connections as well, because we also had someone named Darrell Adams 2 or 3 times. He was a big friend of Donovan, and amongst his fans was Rod Stewart and stuff like this, fans of player, an American again, he lived in Europe, and he's a friend of Donovan, and Donovan did a song called Darrell's Song, named Darrell Adams. Great character. And we had him on 2 or 3 times, and in the 70s, and then we had Tom Paley on. Radio City did a program on Tom Paley because he was with the New Lot City Ramblers, which included another Seeger, Mike Seeger, right, who tried to get on Folk Club, and Tom Paley was a master of the guitar and banjo. Then the book, mentioned in book tomorrow, I took out a book out. God forgive me, he's in there, you know. So he's a famous player in the States, in London, you know. Yeah. And he played a duo with Woody Guthrie in 1952, and he was absolute master of the instruments, to say the least, you know. Absolute fabulous musician, you know. Yeah. And also we had Ramblin' Jack Elliott on the Folk Club, the only place in the north who had him. He came over to the Cambridge Folk Festival, but he did 2 folk clubs, one in Portsmouth and one in ours. And Ramblin' Jack Elliott had a great pedigree because he used to go around with Woody Guthrie around the States, with Woody Guthrie. And Darrell Adams used to go around with Ramblin' Jack Elliott around Europe. Right. Yeah. But all these pedigrees all intermingled. And also, Ramblin' Jack Elliott played on some shows with Bob Dylan, right? Because he was a clone almost of Woody Guthrie. He did all Woody Guthrie's songs, like I used to.
He wrote the songs with Guthrie, didn't he?
Bob Ramblin' Jack used to do all Woody Guthrie's songs. He used to go around with them when Woody was alive. So because of that, Bob Dylan had him on some of the shows, big shows, as support. So we had him as well. And I say we did that for quite a few years. And
so where was the folk music club that you got round here, was it?
Different pubs.
Yeah.
Just the pubs.
Right.
And it's quite a well-known folk club around the country. You've had lots of famous folk acts. But we never forgot about the locals. Some great locals. So we booked them as well. Yeah. They just booked famous acts. We booked people.
So there'd probably be people who from round here who've shared the stage with, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Radio City did a program on Tom Paley, the American, and our program on him and stuff like that. And I got him a few gigs around here. He stayed with me for 10 days. Not as an agent, just, you know, new people who run folk clubs. and I'd say radio citizen program. He's on the Spinners Club as well at the time.
Oh, right,
At
right.
the time, as Daryl Adams was, he was on the Spinners Club. So I saw him at the Spinners Club and then booked them afterwards. Early in the 70s.
Mm.
And then we sort of ran into did a folk festival, right? And which was run into problems because it was supposed to be at Halton Castle, and the owner of Halton Castle, Duchess of Lancaster, I think it was, found out about it, and apparently the brewery hadn't really informed them. I think that they was going to be there.
Right.
It wasn't our responsibility. But so a local school rescued us. So the folk festival was run down to what it was supposed to be, but it was after school for the weekend.
Right.
Top names on there as well. Jake Zachary. He's not known as a folk act, but he's top of the road. I mean, had some other great acts on the festival, but we lost a lot of money, and of course there's problems, And we ran as a problem with our business, and then we found these premises here.
So when would that have been when you found this particular premises, this shop?
83.
83.
83.
Right.
So we sort of ran into a few problems, and it didn't go bust, but
It was a tough time.
Yeah, we sorted it out. And won a couple of legal cases. We got a couple of illegal things happened to us, and we won those, right? And so we financed.
What do you mean illegal?
Well, it was hard to say, without going into it, but there were things that shouldn't have happened to us, which causes our problems, Shouldn't have happened. We won anyway. Anyway, so from that we were able to start the business here, right?
So this was just now dedicated to the music shop?
Just a music shop, yeah. And it was quite small at the time, but within a few months, the Martin dealership.
Well, how did you go? So, what were the difficulties in starting the shop in Runcorn, and how did you go about getting the deals with Martin and so forth and so on?
Well, I went to trade fair after a few months of being here in London, and I already had the Martin dealership then. Wasn't many Martin dealers then. But when I went to trade fair, I got the Fender dealership.
But this is still 83, or we?
It's 83.
It's still 83, yeah.
It's late 83, something like that. Just I found. 83, I think. Later 83, I think. Anyway, I met Christian F. Martin IV, who signed an old catalogue for me, an old reissue of an old catalogue. And the catalogue was from the 1930s, and it showed all the prices then, and the D45, which is 10,000 quid now, Martin D30, it was $225 then. And if you had one of those from them,
I was just going to say, I wonder what that's worth now, yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's how much they worth, and I've got that all in my file here, all signed by him.
Right.
My banjo is a Martin banjo. It was made by Martin. And so thank you, Frank, for all your support. Regards, Christian F. Martin. So I was Martin deal in 83, 84, and I'm the oldest Martin deal in the country, right? And not just age, but the period I've held the Martin dealership. That's a fact. And as far as age is concerned, I'm probably the oldest dealer still operating full time in the country. I would imagine, in 83, so no intention of retiring and so like that. But and I've had a Fender dealership was 84, and had one or two other dealerships since then as well. I also got some other dealerships, but they were to do amplifiers.
Right.
I don't do amplifiers now. And PA systems is do all that stuff. So I got some dealerships at the show for that. The trade.
Why did you tend not to go down the amp and PA route?
Well,
It was about space in the shop, was
space.
it?
It was at the time. The shop was a lot smaller, and amplifiers didn't sell as well as guitars. I needed more space.
Right, yeah.
And I decided about 1988, something like this. I was a Gibson dealer as well by then, and lots of Gibsons at the time, lots of Martins, considerable space there, lots of good stuff, and cheaper stuff as well, catered for the beginners and intermediates, of course. Didn't have an awful lot of space, and the amps were taking up a lot of room and didn't sell that well anyway for all the space and stuff. And I wanted to import stuff from America, like used vintage stuff, you know. So I researched all this, got some American magazines and looked at all the ones at the back and the adverts at the back and started ringing some of them up, right? And from then, the business took off in a different way. I started doing a lot of, I sold all the amps off, and in their place put all these old vintage guitars,
Right.
Gibsons and Martins and all sorts of stuff. And then, I know we're known for that, you know, guitars, new stuff as well. We're known for that. And I used to advertise in all the magazines as well, from probably around about 89 onwards, something like that. And guitar magazine, guitarist, making music, that's gone down. And then I think about my best friend in the States, Dave's Guitar Shop, the first person in the hotel was in 88, 89. He said, why don't you come to shows in America? Vintage shows.
I was just going to say, did you do the shows, or did you do the shows?
From the 90s. But I dealt with lots of people over the phone. Just got shipments every week of a few guitars, maybe 8, 9, 10 guitars sometimes per week, you know, something like that. Not necessarily every week, but more or less every week. Always something coming through.
Would people come in and say to you, can you get me?
Sometimes, yeah. Well, the Beatles story was open up, and they were looking for guitars for 8 months.
That would have been when it wasn't the Albert Dock then, was it? It was
the Albert Dock.
Oh, it was the Albert Dock.
Yeah, because the Albert Dock, I think, started getting done up from being a derelict for about early 80s, 83, 84 maybe. So this is maybe a bit after that, I'm not too sure. But so this is 28 years ago. Whenever the story started. But anyway, they were looking at 8 months for guitars that the Beatles played, right? Not the exact
ones, yeah.
Not the exact ones, the exact ones they played, you know what I mean? Maybe with a fortune. So I said, well, I've got one of them, I've got a Rickenbacker. Looked on and a Rickenbacker on stop, a second-hand one. And didn't have a violin bass, you know, but so I know there's Gretsch Georgia, exactly the year you wanted, 57, 58. And so I rang Dave up that night in Wisconsin, the guitar shop, and he said he's just sold it. Now I quoted £1,200 for it in his viewpoint,
right?
Approximately £1,200. I still had to get a price, but I couldn't get a price because he just sold it.
Yeah.
But he said, "But I've got possibly some good news for you. I've got another one, but it's got a problem." I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "Well, the back's been refinished." I said, "Well, it's black in the front. It was like dark brown at the back." He said, "Well," it might be okay. It's going to be stuck to a dummy.
Yeah.
George Harrison, right? So he So I rang the digital story people up and I said, bit of a problem, but it could be sorted. The original one sold, that was £1,200. There's another one with the back refinished, would be £900 because obviously not all original. But the front's okay, and they said that'll be fine. So they bought those for me, and they ended up at the Beatles store, you know. They're looking 8 months for those, and they're on the doorstep. And then they supplied some guitars to a documentary called "Who Put the Beat in Mersey Beat," right? And they looking for some old guitars for this documentary, and we had them, 1930.
Did they rent them off you, or did they buy them, or?
Well, we didn't rent anything. We just loaned them for a day.
Right.
And it was filmed at the Jacaranda Club, the old Jacaranda Club, which I've been to when I was a kid anyway, because I saw the Beatles.
Yeah.
And this sort of
still going strong, isn't it?
I saw the Beatles originally at the cabin when I was 19, and he said swinging blue jeans, and just before they were really well known. So, you know, I've been to all those clubs and the Blue Angel and all the usual places. I've been to those places. When I was a kid, you know, when I was a teenager.
Back in the heyday when you were playing.
And Pete Bess's with the Beatles when I saw them when I was 19. Anyway, this was filmed at Jacaranda Club. So what I did is on a Sunday, I dropped them off. I was going to go Christmas shopping, looking for something my wife, she was working. And so I dropped them off 10 o'clock in the morning and picked them up, the guitars up later in the day, didn't charge them. So I'm not a hire service. Anyway, and the film was, it showed a setting where there's American soldiers sitting at restaurant tables, candlelit dinner with a lady. Actors dressed as American soldiers on a night out in
a uniform and
dress, an old uniform dress. And I watched a bit of it, and then they hadn't finished with the guitars at the end of the day, but they dropped them off the following day. Then that's okay. So I'll leave them with it. They didn't want to hang about all, you know, in London. Then at the end of the day. So anyway, when they credited a lot of the who put the beat in Mersey piece to American soldiers from Burton Wood going downtown.
Bringing the music with them into town.
And also maybe getting up and doing a few songs that maybe the Liverpool musicians hadn't heard, maybe, possibly, you know. And but all the all skiffle music was American folk music, which came from, a lot of those tunes came from here anyway, you know. So that was pop music, skiffle music, but actually folk music, jazz stuff, the jazz style. I did the original styles of that stuff, but I'm not knocking someone doing different pop treatments of it. I'm not a purist. You know, it's very popular.
That's the thing, isn't it?
That's it. Doesn't matter with it. I do it the original way, or they didn't do it the original way. Doesn't matter, you know.
As long as people enjoy it,
Get some famous. That's the main thing. Get some people snobbish about things like that. I'm not, you know. But anyway, so a lot of us credited with the American soldiers from Burton Wood going downtown to Liverpool. Because they're a city other than Warrington, you know. And they'd go to Liverpool.
That's where Burton Wood was, Warrington, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. They'd go to Liverpool, wouldn't they? Because there were a lot of clubs. Whereas Warrington, maybe
not so much.
Maybe pubs, of course. And then I also loaned stuff to Backbeat by the Fifth Beatle. The Beatles film about Stuart Sutcliffe. I loaned stuff to that as well, and also years later, Mark Radcliffe was a regular in BBC. He used to buy all sorts of stuff from me. He brought Roy Wood with him to the shop, and he did a documentary about the top 10 songs that got the most royalties in the history of recorded music. It's over 100 years.
All right.
And good pub quiz question, this. Which one was it? It was Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy Birthday was the top. It got the most royalties. That's true. If you ask people questions, they say some Christmas song. Well,
Who wrote Happy Birthday?
Apparently two old ladies in New York in 1900 or something, I can't remember, and the rights were sold to somebody else in 1937. This is roughly,
Yeah.
So when it's sung by you to your son or your family, they don't get royalties. But when it's part of the plot, when it's aired
TV
on
or
film,
publicised,
they get royalties. When you ask people which is the top one, they'll come out with Christmas songs, they'll come out with Beatles songs, Elvis songs. But there was only one Beatles song in there, and yesterday was 4. The Christmas song, White Christmas by Bing Crosby was second. And then there's
the thing is, though, the reason being for that, I think, in my opinion, is you've never seen it performed by anyone. It's just been passed down.
Yeah.
Through word of mouth kind of thing, really.
Yeah.
You've never actually seen it performed, or it's just always been there.
Well, as I say, and then we're just having sort of a lot of old stuff. We've got lots of famous people in the shop, you know.
I was sure it comes to that then.
Lots of famous people. Mark Radcliffe already shopped there anyway.
So who was the first famous person who came through the door of their own list? Just wandered in.
Well, obviously some of the Liverpool bands like The Lion and Seeds, some of those earlier bands like Cast and all those people, and stuff like that. 20 or 30 years, whatever it was, I'm not sure. And I'd say other people came in, I didn't always recognise, you know. And they say, no, that is
so-and-so.
So-and-so. When Billy Connolly came in, I recognised him.
And you'd think you'd hear him before you'd see him, wouldn't you?
Well, I thought, when I saw him, I thought, thank goodness person, you know, and I couldn't really.
Looks familiar kind of thing,
It's gel because it's sort of here and, not on TV. It's different. Anyway, he needed his banjo fix on, which is the same make as mine. And he's got an early one, and we couldn't fix it that day because our repairman wasn't in. He was told about the place by Mike Harding, who was a customer anyway, and his brother was a customer apparently. And Mike Harding had gone to lunch with Billy because they're both from the folk circuit. So they met up with each other in Manchester, Billy's playing for 10 minutes. And Mike Harding said, you need your banjo fix and go to Frailers and Runcorn. So Billy came and left it. He was there 2 hours and we talked about folk musicians. So we knew a lot of the same people, because they're from folk circuits. And we had the same taste in music, Appalachian folk music, hillbilly music. And it was very, very nice with people who signed autographs. And I said to him, everyone must recognise you. You must get tormented. He said, I'm not tormented, He said, I don't mind signing autographs. He said, because better than working in a shipyard, he said.
I just want to say that. He seems humble,
Yeah, that's it. Because some people won't sign autographs.
You never got that.
In case you sell